So hey everybody, and welcome to the channel. As always, thanks for stopping by and hanging out for a few with me. My name is Rich Charpentier, and normally when you visit this channel, you're coming here to learn about building your small drone business, some of the applications we utilize, and some of the processes we go through for building our small drone business. Now, today is different. We're not really, well, we are talking about our drone business. Beyond utilizing our drones and our controllers and all the great goodies that we have for doing drone work, we need something for post-processing afterward. We need something to edit video, edit stills, build models, all these great things that we can provide to our clients. We need some kind of platform to operate on. So today we're going to be talking about the Mac Mini M1. So this is not the computer. The computer is sitting over off to the side because it's recording this for us right now. Let me get this out of the way. It's been a year since I got my Mac Mini M1. Now, I have to say that I was pretty dissatisfied with Apple a couple of years ago. I've been utilizing Apple products since 2002. I'm not anti-Windows. I do have a Windows platform here as well. And for my old jobs, it was always Windows. But I made the switch to OS X when it first came out, when the first iPod came out, and when the Salem, New Hampshire mall opened up an Apple store. So I've been a happy Apple customer for quite some time, but in recent years, I felt like they really weren't catering toward the crowd that helped build them. I was getting kind of disgusted and disappointed with some of their new offerings. And then what happens? Well, the Mac Mini M1 comes out and the M1 chip comes out. Now, last year at this time, we had just finished moving into a different home location. And I had just started getting this studio set up. And I was thinking about what I was going to do to be able to do my drone videos for you here on YouTube and on my Teachable channel and on our Patreon group. And I kept coming back to the fact that the Mac Mini was starting to look like a really good prospect. And so with that in mind, I finally sat down and said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and purchase one of these. And I got the baseline Mac Mini M1. The intent was that this particular computer was going to be used for photo editing and video editing and nothing else. I wasn't going to be putting other things on it. I've got an old iMac 2017 that I was using to run one modeling application, Metashape. And so I figured some of that heavier processing will throw over to that 2017 and just let it run things as it would, and even if it takes a long time. Well, as I got familiar with the M1 here, I found out how powerful it was. So doing videos on my old iMac versus doing videos on this Mac Mini, there's no comparison. Rendering, transcoding, exporting, it's so much faster on the Mini. There's some kind of voodoo going on with that M1 chip. And over the past few months, I've learned how much more I can do with the Mini as well. So this is now becoming the hub of my business. And I do have one regret about the Mini that I bought. It was only 256 gigs worth of storage space and 8 gigs of RAM with its, I think it's 8 cores. Let's go up here, up. I'll pull that up momentarily. But bottom line is this sounded like a kind of small, potentially underpowered system, but I had read so much about it, seen so many reviews on it. I said, we're going to try this. And sure enough, everything that is M1 ready is extremely fast. Let's actually switch screens here really quick. Let me tap that for you. All right, there we go. So now we've got the main screen. And so all of this work is built around the business that I'm building, azdrone.net. And you can also check out our classes online over at Teachable from az-drone.teachable.com. I blanked out there for a moment. So let me go ahead and minimize this Chrome browser really quick for you. And as I said, the intent of this system, video editing, photo editing, and it's been absolutely amazing at that. Let me minimize this screen as well here for you. But what I'm doing is I'm going down to the applications to show you what I've got loaded up on this. And once again, this is such a lightning fast system compared to my old iMac, to my Windows machine. it is mind-blowing. So as you'll see right off the bat, first applications we have here, the Adobe Creative Cloud, the Photoshop and Lightroom suite, Affinity Photo, Affinity Publisher, Air Server for when I'm broadcasting from my mobile device to the screen, sharing that with you when we're doing classes and things. So we've got our Android file transfer because we've got the Android sitting over here with Drone Harmony. And then we've got the App Store, of course, Aurora HDR. So I purchased that several years ago, done a lot of HDR photography, and it runs smooth enough on the Mini here. Then we've got some standard applications, compressor for some of the video work. Of course, Final Cut Pro, which is one of the biggest reasons why I made the purchase of the M1. And let's check it out here. We've got GarageBand. I don't regularly use that. FX Factory is for some of my Final Cut effects. Of course, Google Earth Pro, since we also do mapping and modeling with the drones. I use that as a regular tool here. We've got a GoPro webcam. Bottom line, we're not gonna go through all these things, but most of the applications in here are for my video editing and my still photography editing. Recently, Metashape had announced that they do have an M1 version for Metashape Pro for doing our 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional models. So I actually moved my license off of one machine and I pulled it over onto the Mini here. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of drive space. I don't have a lot of drive space. Out of my 256K, I've only got 124.7 left. And there's a reason for that because recently, since I learned that Metashape can run on the M1 chip and it runs faster here, we've also been doing some additional testing. If you've been following the channel closely, you know we've been playing with WebODM recently. This was never meant to be a mapping and modeling platform for me. There was no intent whatsoever of using this little box to process models. What I can tell you though is that it processes the models really well. I'm going to go ahead and click on Metashape here really quick. So, you know, most of you coming here, you're here for drone information and for business building thoughts. And, you know, so normally we don't do like product reviews or anything, but, you know, it's been a year and I've got to give you my product review on this box because this is incredible. So we're taking a look at one of my recent flights for one of my clients, a almost complete 6,000 square foot home located here in the Prescott area. And we ran this model on the Mac Mini M1. And not only was it so much faster than my 2017 iMac, you know, it's just blown the walls off of everything that I've tested on so far. So this has done an incredibly nice job with the modeling. Now, of course, we've only got 8 gigs of RAM. We've only got 256 gigs of hard space. So that's my big regret. My big regret is I should have went with the next step up. This is a sub $1,000 computer. For $1,099, I can pick up the Mac Mini M1 with a 512 gig hard drive and 16 gigs of RAM. Because of how successful my testing has been going with Metashape and with WebODM, I am sincerely considering getting the higher end Mac Mini and using that for the mapping and modeling as well. Jumping up to 16 gigs is going to be a huge improvement for WebODM and a huge improvement for Metashape as well. And it can handle all of our other processes. So this system is doing video editing on a weekly basis. This system is doing still image editing on a weekly basis. It's doing modeling for 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional models on a weekly basis. All of the major jobs that I do for my clients and for myself are handled by something that came in a box this size. Absolutely incredible. And no, I'm not a Apple fanboy. I have been using Apple products for a long time because they really fit my overall workflow needs and what I was doing. But I would happily switch to a Windows system if it could speed things along for myself on this order and for this price point. So while I've been talking with my partners about building a new strictly mapping only system, I am thinking for in-house, for in this studio, that next step up to $1,099 is not a painful step up. And given the fact that we've already got our monitors and everything for this and additional external monitors, this is just an absolutely brilliant system for my needs right now. Now, for those of you who are doing in mapping and modeling, keep in mind, you know, the more RAM we have, CPU, GPU, in some instances, we're going to have much faster modeling possibilities on those types of platforms. But once again, none of them are coming in at this price point, and none of them are going to be the all-around system that I need here. Everything is here. Like I said, let's pull up those applications again. So Final Cut Pro, used often. We're recording right now, and when we're done recording, that's going to be put over to Final Cut Pro for the final touches for hitting YouTube. I show you Instant for some of our teaching and our online classes. We use I Show You, and we use OBS, which is what I'm recording on right now. I am now also using QGIS, which is a geographical information system, you know, on the level of ArcGIS, and it's an open source free application. We're using Kino for our video management. We use Apple Motion rarely because I don't build a lot of intros and exits. I need to start doing that this year. Let's see, what else are we missing here? Well, you can see it all. This is my small block applications. Now, if I were to switch to the higher end Mac Mini with the 512 and the 16 gigs of RAM, we'd be moving some licenses over, and then I'd probably have this as a backup system for myself or as one of my nodes for my WebODM work, since we can chain systems together here. But so I just wanted to give you the 1-year review. I can't tell you how satisfied I am with this purchase. And the crazy thing was, let's go take a look here. Let's just pop on over to Apple really fast. Let's go to their Mac window here. Let's go to Mac Mini, and let's say we were buying right now. So the system that I'm operating and recording on right now is this first M1 right here, and it comes in at a whopping $699. So that's what I spent on that a year ago. The next step up with the 512 gigs of storage, it's coming in at $899, but then if you add the additional RAM, it comes in at $1099. And once again, for the size of what this is and what this is offering, it's very incredible. And there will be a moment down the road when we do have to do an additional full-on mapping platform. But at the moment, seeing what I've seen utilizing the base model and utilizing the mapping applications that we have here already, I am not held up by this system at all. I am not waiting around for long periods of time for things to actually process, to share out the videos, etc. This has been a lightning fast system, and even doing the modeling, I have been pleasantly surprised because I didn't have high expectations at all for doing any kind of modeling application with the base model Mac Mini. Now that I've seen its performance, I'm very clear on the fact Metashape will run very well on this. WebODM is going to run well on it. My video editing's here, my audio editing's here, our screen capture, the whole 9 yards. This platform has just been absolutely amazing. And the form factor is incredible as well. All right, so there's my whole gush on the Mac Mini. Don't load up a lot of hate on the channel for me. I just had to share this one with you and let you know this has been a great experience. And according to my YouTube channel, I actually posted a video 11 months ago. So it hasn't been a full year, but within the next couple of weeks, it will be a full year. So if you're thinking about a system upgrade, you're looking for some reasonably priced system, you're looking to do video, you're looking to do audio, and maybe you're looking to do some light drone modeling as well, this is a great platform for it. Let's think about it. Making a modeling box, let's say with WebODM, for instance. Since WebODM is open source and they do have a downloader and installer for a whopping $57, you can have a pretty powerful 2-dimensional model and 3-dimensional model mapping system for $10.99 for the Apple and for $57. So, you know, what are we looking at? $1,200 for something that can actually help you build your mapping and modeling business for your drone work. That's a pretty reasonable cost. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this one. Like I said, sorry for the big gush, but This has been fantastic, beyond my expectations, and a pleasant surprise after the strange direction Apple was going in a couple of years ago. Seeing this system set up, seeing what they're offering now, I think Apple's got its path back in front of it, at least on the desktop side of things. All right, everyone, we'll see you again real soon.